the 6 outstanding women nominated for the Flair Volunteer Awards. Each year, Flair magazine asks readers to nominate someone they know who's extraordinary in making a difference in the lives of others. This year, the decision was as difficult as any. Find out what makes these women devote their lives to helping others.
At the young age of 10, Samira faced serious health issues, which resulted in a walking disability. During her lengthy stay at the Children's Hospital of Eastern Ontario, she gained an appreciation for the impact that volunteers have on others. This, coupled with her personal experience of being bullied following her release from hospital, moved her to make a difference.
You know what? Life is all about taking everything one step at a time. Face every obstacle that comes your way with a sense of strength, and you will overcome every obstacle and achieve every success.
Do you think that one person really can make a difference in the lives of others?
Well, just think of the impact that it would have if everybody said that, right? As a team, we can do a lot of great things, but one person can influence another person, and it's a cycle, and to be a part of that cycle is very special.
A refugee from the Somali Civil War, Ayan arrived in Canada with her mother and siblings at a young age. They were alone and left to survive on social assistance after her father was deported. And at a very young age, Ayan was determined to be the first person in her family to graduate from university and give back to her community.
What's the first thing you think of when you wake up every morning?
The first thing I think of when I wake up in the morning is, wow, how lucky I am to be living in Canada. I always thank God to be living in such a safe environment and to have opportunities available for me here.
Robin Party is a survivor, overcoming obstacles so profound, most of us would have difficult time imagining the strength necessary to move forward. Robin is a widowed mother of 2 young children, and she's living positively with HIV/AIDS.
I just want to say thank you to Oxfam Canada for the amazing work that they're doing, and honor me with the opportunity to visit women in Africa and share our stories together about the injustice and the violence that we suffer.
Robin, do you believe that people can turn negative things that happen to them in their life into positive experiences?
I absolutely believe so. Negativity it's like poison to the soul. I do firmly believe that you can take something negative and turn it into a positive. It's being done all over the world.
Having been able to donate over 100 computers in 2007 throughout Ontario, it is Laura's goal to increase her donation numbers so that eventually no student in Canada is in need.
Well, here we are, and this is the proudest day of my life.
Tell me about the moment when you realized that this was your cause, this is what you wanted to devote your life to.
There were a couple of moments. Growing up, I had a computer in my home when a lot of my peers didn't, because my dad worked for a company that built computers. I think probably when I was about 13 or 14 years old, I remember having a conversation with him where he helped me realize that this was a really important tool and resource that I had access to that others didn't.
When Zooey's son, Rashad, was born in 1982 with an intellectual disability, she realized the potential exclusion he might face based on his different abilities. Zooey and her husband decided that Rashad would grow up like any other child, learning and playing with his peers.
By rethinking our world of diversity, that we can truly understand what it is to include everyone.
What is the biggest obstacle that you face?
People's attitudes. The older generation, my generation, we're not used to growing up with everyone. We've never had that kind of diversity in our classrooms, in our places of learning, or places that we live in. Today, there's all sorts of diversity.
Over 4 decades, Barbara Brink has contributed to the improvement of many charitable organizations, was instrumental in founding 2 successful nonprofit organizations and has helped raise over $200 million.
I wish for you the magnificent obsession that will give you a reason for living and the purpose and direction of life. I wish for you the experience of leadership. If you have that in your workplace, in your home, in your garden, or your sports, great. But if you don't, look for it in a volunteer sector, because believe me, it can be there. I'd like to close with the words of a famous Spanish philosopher who said, "It is better to die on your feet than live on your knees," and I wish you all that.
Barbara, why do you think it's important to volunteer?
It's a huge issue in Canada. The more people we can get to volunteer, the more we can get done. There's so many challenges still happening that I'd love to get my teeth involved in.